And a few weeks later, mom and I found dad with a rich looking woman, and they looked like they were kissing. Hey guys, I'm G, and in today's video, I'll be telling and showing you guys a story on how I was the smartest boy ever. But before we get into the story, make sure that you guys like and subscribe, and let's get into it. Hope you enjoy. I hated school. Honestly, I didn't like how people treated me and how people were so unfair. I know that school is only for academic, but come on. People would tease me and bully me when I didn't even do anything to them. Just like this one day when I was sitting with my friends and out of nowhere someone threw something at my back and my clothes were stained. And everyone, including my own friends, laughed at me. And these other days, my own friends kept on shooting wet paper balls at me. Disgusting. So yeah, I didn't like my school and I wanted to leave that garbage school. But I had no choice but to stay there since it was a low fees school and my parents weren't financially stable. Yeah, we were broke at home, but we barely had enough food to eat every day. And a few weeks later, mom and I found dad with a rich looking woman, and they looked like they were kissing. And mom went to them and shouted endlessly to both of them like a crazy person. And then after a while, dad came home and packed his clothes and left. What's happening, mom? Why is dad leaving?
Your father is cheating on me with a rich woman.
I'm so sorry, mom. Dad doesn't deserve you at all.
So how will we get food now? Your father is the one who managed it and now he's gone.
It's okay, mom. We can both work together and make tons of money. We don't need dad at all.
If you say so.
So mom and I searched for jobs that didn't need any degrees or something like that. I worked in a restaurant while mom was a cook in some place and she was a maid in this other place. And yeah, our plan worked. We had enough money to pay the bills, enough money for school fees, and enough money to pay for food. But our money wasn't enough for clothing and transport. So instead, I walked to school and people donated their clothes to us. And yeah, that's about everything we needed. So anyways, school was hard and no matter how long I studied, I would always fail. And that was a waste of money because I had to pay for the school fees. So every day after school, I went to the restaurant to be a waiter and then I'd come back home late. And mom would come home even later. While I studied my best for my test, mom came back home and I would already be asleep. So yeah, my mom and I had no time to spend together, which was extremely heartbreaking because mom and I always spent time together. So this one day in school, I was getting ready and I walked to school. When I arrived, I was about to sit on the bench and write my homework because I totally forgot about it and I was too carried away with studying and I fell asleep. So yeah, I didn't have enough time to write my homework, so I was peacefully about to sit while my friends, Aiden and Ozzy, came to me. They were fake friends, but they were the only friends that I had. Gee, how's it going? I'm good. How about you? Very good. What you've got there? Homework. What? We had homework? Yeah, and you do know Miss Powell. She doesn't take nonsense. True, but sometimes she forgets that we have homework. Doing it just in case she remembers it. I'm too lazy to even do that homework. Yeah, me too. You guys can't come up with a good excuse, you know? Yeah, I could just say I forgot my book at home or something. And I could just say I didn't understand the homework. Done. Finally, let's go to the bathrooms. I wanna pee. Okay, me too. Then after going to the bathroom, the bell rang and then it was time for class. In class, Miss Paul forgot that we had to do homework and then nobody reminded her because if they did, the whole class would treat you in a bad way that would make you wanna cry. After school, I went to work immediately and I got a lot of tips that day. And I had enough money to pay for transport, so I went to a public bus instead of walking because I was too tired to walk. And I arrived home and I studied and managed to do all my homework. And the next day I was writing maths. So I made sure that I studied and understood everything. And when I did, I went to go sleep, and then mom came home and she was very tired, and then she just threw herself in her bed. And the next morning, I woke up and made sure that I understood everything that I did. And the next exam paper was a piece of cake. But when we got our results, I was honestly speechless because I failed. I failed an easy paper. And then I didn't give up. I always studied hard every night and every day, and I always failed. And then I got expelled because of my very low marks. And mom was extremely disappointed at me, and all I could do was cry, and I felt more disappointed in me than mom. I locked myself in my room and never wanted to come out until I forgave myself. I went to work in the restaurant, and a lot of people asked me why I got expelled. And I told them that there were too much things to do. And then every time I got home, I never gave up and I studied very hard. I eventually knew everything in the textbook. The next day, I got a message from my school saying that all this time, Aiden and Ozzy would exchange their papers with mine without realizing, and that made me beyond furious. And what made me more angry is that they always got the highest marks in school, while I got the lowest. The message said that they apologized for not realizing that earlier. So when I got in school, again, the whole school started clapping their hands and screaming my name, and they made me write the exam paper again, and I nailed it for all the papers, and I perfectly got 100% for every single paper. And I got a huge scholarship in the biggest school in the whole city, and the whole school realized that my single mother and I weren't financially okay. So they bought us a bigger house, they bought me a laptop and an iPad. They also gave mom a lot of money, which was more than enough money to pay for all our needs and wants. And yeah, my life went to nothing too perfect, and I kept on getting high marks, and we got richer and richer. My new school made me very famous for how I got these high marks, and I was labeled as the smartest boy ever, and I became a rich top achiever. And yeah, a lot of schools wanted me and offered a lot just to have me, and man, I never felt so important. Mom then found a rich man and married him, and my stepfather was amazing. He was even better than my real father. Speaking of my real father, my real dad came back to my mom asking for forgiveness, and all my mom did was clap his face hard and laugh. So, turns out that I was the smartest boy ever all along, but my friends stole my papers and they used my credit. So it turns out that I was the smartest boy ever all along, but my friends stole my knowledge and almost ended my life. So our message for today is choose your friends wisely, and if you don't find the friends that fill your interest, then don't force things, because friends can be snakes in disguise, and use your talents and skills whenever possible. It can save your whole life one day. Guys, I'd like to end this video with a large thank you. Thank you so much for watching this video to the end, for taking your time and watching, and I thank you so much for subscribing. If you didn't, please do, so that the bottle at the back of me can fill up. Please tell me how did a video in the comment section down below. Drop a like and hit the notification bell so that you get notified when I upload. And don't forget to give me feedback. Thank you so much, guys. Peace out.